Hey everybody, welcome to Disney A to Z and welcome to our first ever Walt Disney World lunchtime live chat. So, this is a brand new series that I'm intending on putting on. We're going to do it once a week. It's going to take about 30 minutes on just a Wednesday afternoon. So, while you're on your lunch break, if you want to join in and chat some Disney, I'll be here for a full half hour. We'll talk about all the topics you want to talk about. Now, being that this is our first one, I do have some topics prepared so that it runs a little smoothly. I don't expect a whole lot of interaction right out the gate, but I'm always going to be here so that you can join in and join the chat. Um, any questions you have, we'll talk about everything. So the plan is to eventually make this more of just a chat with you guys. I'll provide topics here and there, but I want to eventually turn this into a sit down and chat with me. And we can talk about anything Disney. So whether it's resorts, parks, rides, planning tips, anything that you guys want to talk about, I'll be here to help out. If you do enjoy this type of content and you love Disney content, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the live stream, so that other like-minded people might be able to join in and see it more. But so let's dive in and let's talk about, or let's go over some of the topics that I have for you today. So today's topics, we are going to talk about the 2026 Kids Free Dining. We're going to talk about Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. We're going to talk about Stormalong Bay, and we're going to talk about the Disney Starlight Parade. So if you have questions about those, by all means, please throw them into the chat, and I'll do my best to answer everything. So starting off, let's talk about the 2026 Kids Eat Free Dining at Walt Disney World. So this is a new perk for next year. Just like in 2025, the big perk that Disney gave out was the free water park day on your check-in day. So that is going on all throughout 2025. And here very shortly, you will have both water parks open, Blizzard Beach and Typhoon Lagoon. So enjoy that for the rest of 2025. They have not said whether or not that is going to continue into 2026. Being that they are doing the Kids Eat Free Dining promo, I kind of expect that to end with 2025. But let's get into the Kids Eat Free promo. So what are the details? How does it work? Let's dive in. So the Kids Eat Free promo is valid for all of 2026, any arrival dates, and it's for kids ages 3 to 9, and you have to have a valid adult dining plan purchased. So you can't just get the free dining plan for your kids without having an adult purchased dining plan as well. And it's not just one adult purchase. Every adult in the party has to have the dining plan for the kids to have the free dining. So it depends on your family and more to the point, your family size to determine how much you're going to get. Let me backtrack a little there. So if you're going on vacation, let's say, for example, it's a family of 4. If it's 2 adults, 2 kids, if both adults get the dining package, then both children eat free. If it's 1 adult and 2 kids, as long as that 1 adult gets the dining package, both kids get the dining package. So I kind of jumbled it up there a little bit at the beginning, but as long as all the adults in the party have the dining package, the dining plan, then the kids ages 3 to 9 will get free dining. Now, this is for your entire length of stay. So if we're talking about split stays or things like that, you have to have the dining plan for your entire stay for it to be applicable to the children in the group. So you can't just get dining plan for 2 days on a 5-day trip and expect the children to eat free for all 5 days. So it's kind of common sense, but Disney wants to make sure it's spelled out pretty detailed. The other thing is it has to be part of a hotel or a vacation package, which means that you have to be staying at a Disney resort and have the resort and tickets bundled together in a package. If you book room only and then add your tickets at a later date as standalone tickets, you will not be applicable for this promo. So it has to be a full vacation package, room and tickets bundled together for this to be able to get for the children. Now, digging into the details a little bit more, I actually came across something that I didn't notice the first time through. So I don't know how much this is going to come into play, but in the details of the offer, it says that this offer is limited. So just like when Disney does the free dining promo for everyone, if you ever try to book one of those packages and it comes up and says, hey, there's no more availability, I don't know how much that's going to come into play here. So whenever you decide that you're going to have your Disney vacation, book it as far out in advance just to be on the safe side. So number one, not only do you get your room secured, but you have the highest probability of getting that Kids Eat free promo. Just like the Disney Visa offers, they're always limited, but I don't know how limited Disney is going to make this. Just like the free water park, I'm sure if I go back and scour through all the details, I'm sure the free water park on check-in day was probably somewhere in the details says limited. I guess there is at some point a capacity, but I don't know. Again, I'm repeating myself over and over, but I don't know how much that's going to come into play with the Kids Eat Free. So best recommendation there is to, once again, book as far in advance as possible. Once you know exactly when you're going to take your Disney vacation, get your deposit on, get your room booked, get everything taken care of so you have the best chance possible at getting the Kids Eat Free promo. Moving on to the next topic here, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Now, these tickets just went on sale a couple weeks, maybe about a month ago, right around the halfway to Halloween. Excuse me. Now, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party begins on August 15th and runs through Halloween night. So it starts in mid-August, runs through Halloween. I know primarily it runs days of the week wise, Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday. There's a couple Thursday dates thrown in there, but so that is officially on sale now. And for the first time ever, the date they went on sale, Halloween sold out. So Halloween night itself is completely sold out and has been sold out for a few weeks now. If you intend on going and attending this special ticket event, once again, as soon as you know that's what you want to do, get on and get those tickets as soon as possible so that your date doesn't sell out. Excuse me. Sorry, needed a little water break there. Now, with the Halloween party, it's generally cheaper to go early in the season. With the exception of the first Halloween party, it is always cheaper to go in the August dates or early September. If you get on the calendar and look, those are the cheapest prices. And as we get closer to Halloween, those prices keep going up and up and up. Just for instance, I know the second party starts at $119, and the party that is right before the Halloween party is $229. So you're talking about $110 difference depending on which date you go. Now, I know a lot of people don't love going to Disney in August because it's Florida, it's summer, the heat and humidity. But if you're okay with that and price is more of a concern than the heat, definitely recommend going then. Not only is it going to be cheaper, but in theory, it's going to be less crowded as well. And you'll see higher crowds as you get closer. And obviously, on Halloween night is going to be the busiest. Number one, it's the last party. Number two, it's the Halloween party on Halloween. So that's why that one sells out the fastest. So a lot of you probably know what the Halloween party is, but for those that are unfamiliar or first time goers, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is a special ticket event. And as I mentioned, it runs through August, or from August through October. And it is by far one of my favorite special ticket events. You'll get to see characters dressed in costumes you don't normally see. You'll get to see just characters that you don't normally see. What I always tell people, when you attend a Halloween event, don't go into it to try and hit all the rides. Yeah, get a couple rides here and there, but when you're there for the Halloween party, enjoy the party festivities. You have the Boo-to-You parade, the Hocus Pocus show, and like I mentioned, all the different characters dressed up in different outfits. It's just a lot of fun. Not to mention the trick or treating, where your kids can go around. There's tons of different trick or treat stations throughout Magic Kingdom. Hit them up. They give you tons of candy. Don't know how much more candy your kids and snacks are going to need at Disney World, but hey, it's there and it's available. Couple of things I'm excited for this year, or a couple new things. Number one, we get Minnie and Mickey together at the Town Square Theater dressed in their Halloween costumes. So that is different from years past. So you get both of them together now in one spot. So that's always a plus. The biggest thing is the new Jack Skellington design. If you've seen photos or have attended the party in the past, Jack Skellington, he looked like an alien. I don't know how that costume ever made it onto the show floor at Magic Kingdom. Was not my favorite by far, but if you look at the new design, he actually looks like Jack Skellington now. So I'm super excited to get down there and see that this fall. But that is the number one highlight that I'm looking forward to going into the Halloween season. Couple other things, notes and tips with the Halloween party. So your Halloween party ticket allows you entrance at 4 p.m. The party doesn't actually start until 7, and it goes from 7 till midnight, but you're allowed to enter Magic Kingdom 3 hours before the park starts, or before the party starts. Now, what I recommend is get there right at 4 o'clock. If you're not already there, if you have tickets to Magic Kingdom that day, but get there right at 4. If you want to hit a couple of rides, do that then. Or it's crazy. I know I have a love-hate relationship with it, but people will also start getting in line at 4 o'clock to hit their favorite Halloween offering. People will get in line to see Jack and Sally at 4 p.m. and wait until 7 until the party starts so that they can be first in line. That line is probably one of the longest lines you'll see during the Halloween party. So if meeting those two is a priority, I'm not saying you got to get in line at 4 o'clock, but you definitely want to be in line before the 7 p.m. starts, the 7 p.m. start time, so that you have an earlier chance to see them and get to go take part in a lot of the other festivities. And unfortunately, just like a regular Magic Kingdom day, you're not going to get to see all of the characters. You're not going to get to see everything in one party. I know it's probably disappointing to some, but you just can't do everything all at one time. There's too many characters to see, too many trick or treat stops, the parade, the Hocus Pocus show, the nighttime fireworks. There's just a lot to do, and the party is only 5 hours long. So go into it with a plan. Plan out, hey, I want to go see this character, or I want to have a great spot for the fireworks or parade viewing. Have a plan, but be flexible. You're not going to get to do it all. Just want to check my notes real quick, make sure I hit all of the points that I wanted to hit with the Halloween party coming up. That's all I have with the Halloween party. Let's move on to our next topic, which is Stormalong Bay. Now, I recently posted a video with the construction updates on Stormalong Bay. For those of you who don't know, Stormalong Bay is the shared pool area between Yacht and Beach Club at Crescent Lake, which is at the rear entrance to Epcot. Now, this pool has been down for about 6 months for routine maintenance. Now, when I was there, I can tell you it looked a little more than routine. They had completely stripped down and cleaned out all of the sand. There was a lot of patio and hard deck area that had been removed and was going to be redone. Now, this was mid-March, late March, so we've had a couple months since then. But Stormalong Bay has officially opened or reopened, and guests that are staying at the Yacht and Beach Club are able to once again partake in Stormalong Bay and everything that it has to offer. Now, some people that aren't familiar may wonder, well, what's the big deal? Attractions go down, pools get refurbished. Everything gets refurbished from time to time at Disney. The big thing with this is it's probably the most popular pool area of any resort on Disney property. The reason for that is it's the only sand bottom pool at Walt Disney World. So it's completely unique in that aspect. It has its own like lazy river system. There's a giant water slide that actually stretches across the walkway that comes out of a pirate ship, and you slide down over into the pool. It is almost like a mini water park right outside of Epcot. So next time you're in that area, you actually can walk right past it. You can walk right underneath the slide that goes from the pirate ship over to the pool and get a glimpse. They won't actually let you in unless you're staying there. That is one of the few places that they are really strict on entrance. You have to have your magic band or proof that you are staying at one of those two resorts to be able to actually enter in the pool area. You can't even get to the pool bar for snacks, none of that. They control that one pretty well. So for those that have upcoming trips, I am happy to announce that Stormalong Bay is now finally officially open and ready to welcome guests once again. Now, that is going to kind of wrap up our little segment on Stormalong Bay. Sorry, it's our first live chat, so I have to consult my notes to make sure that I'm staying on pace here and not getting too far behind or too far ahead. So that wraps that up. Next one I wanted to talk about was the Disney Starlight Nighttime Parade at Magic Kingdom. We finally have a debut date for that. That is going to debut next month, July 20th, will be the first Starlight Parade. Now, a lot of people are really excited about this because Magic Kingdom hasn't had a nighttime parade since the electrical parade stopped running several years ago. And, you know, even as a kid, I remember the electrical parade. I remember Spectro Magic. It was a lot of fun to see the characters in the floats with, all lit up, and it was a very memorable thing growing up. So not having that over the past couple of years has kind of felt a little lacking at Magic Kingdom. You have the Festival of Fantasy during the day, which is a great parade. I love that, but it just kind of felt like there was something missing during the evenings. So we are finally getting that back. The details on this, once again, it's opening next month, July 20th. Now, it is being led by the Blue Fairy, and the Starlight aspects are going to be a lot of LED lights. So I'm really excited to see how they do it. If you look up, they have concept art of the different floats. Speaking of the different floats, it's going to be headlined, as I said, by the Blue Fairy. We'll have a Peter Pan float, an Encanto float, Frozen, Coco, Moana, all the new feature films. There's floats to some of the classics. So it's going to be a really fun time. I expect it to have a long life at Magic Kingdom, and it's way overdue for that. And the one thing, doing research on that, I'm happy to see they are going to have some nods to the electrical parade. So I'm kind of curious to see how they work that in. You want it to be new and different, but at the same time, I like at least having a little bit of that nostalgia feel to something that they, reincorporate. So that kind of, wraps up our section on that. Unfortunately, I feel like I have kind of paced myself a little too fast. I don't have any more big topics that I wanted to touch on. So let's do a quick recap. We did talk about the 2026 Kids Eat Free dining. We talked about Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, Storm Along Bay, and Disney Starlight. What I would like to know from you guys, what topics would you guys like to chat about now in future episodes? I am fully capable of sitting here and talking by myself for 30 minutes. I don't mind it, but I do want to get this more into a Q&A, more of a chat atmosphere. So let me know in the comments, what topics would you like to discuss? Do we want to talk about lightning lanes, early entry? Do you want to talk about resorts, different pools? You name it, we'll talk about it. I don't have the topics ready yet for next week. So I'll have those here within the next day or so. But again, yeah, let me know what you guys want to talk about. That's going to be about it for today. We're going to wrap up just a couple minutes early. Just a reminder, if you like Disney content, if you are interested in these Q&As or these sessions, hit the subscribe button, give us a like, and check us out here again next week. And one thing I failed to mention in the beginning, if you are interested in taking a Disney vacation, I am a travel agent specializing in Disney. So reach out to me on any of my videos. I do have a quote form if you want to fill that out. That gives me all the information I need to be able to help put you together a personalized vacation just for you. So check those out. Check out all of our content. If you like resort tours, I actually offer two different types of resort tours. I have a guided tours where I will walk through step by step and tell you where everything is in the resorts. I also do a second version if with no commentary whatsoever. It's just the full footage of the resort, exploring the resort. And you don't have to hear me talk about every little detail of it if you want to just see it for yourself. So I do offer those. I have been posting several. I mix it up between a guided tour and the no commentary tours. So check those out in our resorts playlist. I also offer POV ride videos. Check those out. There's a lot of content on the channel. So please take a look at it, see what you like. Let me know what else you want to see. But that's going to be it for today. Again, I'm Dave with Disney A to Z. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you real soon.